And last but not least, we at Nintendo are happy to announce Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's second DLC.
Track 3. This track is called Sicko Mode. Track 3.
Astro.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know. Winter's here.
What's going on, lads and ladettes? Welcome back to another meme stream. This is number 15. I'm here with my boy BT. What's good?
What's good?
What a week it's been in Black Ops 4. There's actually some news to talk about.
Is there? Oh yeah, I completely
Kind of,
forgot. So leaks. I don't really want to talk about it that much. I don't care that much.
It's disappointing.
I think that if what happened truly happened, I don't think. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, of course. I know everything about that.
Because it happened within a span of me sleeping, in which everything was posted and both deleted by the time I woke up.
Yeah.
So I could only find little bits and pieces that other people like reposted from it.
Yeah.
But apparently, the dude that got fired from QA testing at Treyarch went on Reddit and said, "Ask me anything about the game, and I'm just going to give up all the information." And just information people weren't asking about anyway.
Yeah. And it's very unfortunate, to be honest. Because
apparently, it was only over a missed lunch break. Is that what it was?
Yeah, so that's, of course, we're only going by his story, so we got to take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, it was basically because like a miscommunication on like the wrong lunch break that he took or whatever, even though they told him to take it, and then they got mad that he did, apparently.
I could not see a company doing that.
Well,
I just couldn't.
I think Rizzo posted this, and it was actually, I think, reviews for jobs. And it was like IW has a really good QA team, and then Sledgehammer has a pretty good QA team, but it can need some work. And I heard like Treyarch have some like bad reviews in that department before this dude got fired. So,
they've been doing it longer, at least in terms of zombies. I don't know how they divide QA, if people do some multiplayer and some zombies, or if there's specific multiplayer and specific zombies, and people just don't say exactly like who they are. Yeah. But Treyarch has been doing it for how many more years than the other companies? Ghost came out in 2014, so
10 years.
6 years before they were even doing any other third game modes that actually required something like that.
Yeah.
So you would have to think that people that were doing it probably around Black Ops 2 might have had a bit more stress than Black Ops 3, obviously, and 4. But in terms of like other companies having better QAs, they didn't have as much to test compared to Treyarch, especially. And since I feel like Treyarch definitely holds themselves at a standard, and for good reason, because they are them now, and they went from the sister company to Infinity Ward making Call of Duties to arguably the company that makes Call of Duties. So I don't think I can really blame them for wanting people to be on a very specific schedule and keep a very specific standard when
it wasn't testing. It wasn't only the schedule. It was just the way they communicate. Like, I guess people would say bugs, and then they just would disregard it. Only when like other people, like YouTubers, would say it, that's when they would take them seriously. Which is again only word of mouth.
Yeah, that's only that guy's story. Which, I would say I don't believe the entire thing. Like I said, I could not believe a company being like, you missed this specific lunch break. How could you? You're fired. It's just get out of the offices, pack your stuff up, and leave.
The way I look at this story,
one strike, it just doesn't.
I take it with a pinch of salt, and I'm not really upset that whatever happened at the company happened. I'm just upset that it just adds on to another like terrible point that the launch was just awful. You know, like the launch of Black Ops 4 was bad, and it just adds on to it. And now like all the hype for this game is kind of killed. Like, there's no reason to play zombies other than just you want to enjoy it for like a couple hours. There's no end goal. There's no Easter eggs you can look for. There's no callings you can go unlock. There's no, factions. There's nothing.
Well, you're right. There is no factions and stuff like that, but there still is 4 Dark Ops challenges floating out there, so he didn't give those away. there's no way that what he gave away was every side Easter egg. So there's still probably more. There was only like 2 or 3 per map. There's no way that's all that was in those maps.
I sure hope not.
Especially, I don't know.
Did you hear what is going to reportedly be DLC 1?
No, I didn't look into it because, I mean, I don't want to say I didn't want it spoiled for me because I feel like that's kind of a launch thing. I feel like I really don't care about DLCs, but... Oh, actually, yes, I did. It's a prequel, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be a prequel. And it's... I mean, do you want me to tell you where it's set? Or supposedly going to be set? Because I feel like this would be a nice topic to talk about.
Egypt.
No.
Atlantis.
Spoiler alert for anyone watching. If you don't want to watch this, just, skip ahead a few minutes. But regardless, it's going to be apparently Alistair's castle or his mansion. And there's actually a newspaper in Voyage Despair that talks about how Alistair's mansion was burned down and that no one was there to help him the night of his disappearance, which was apparently at the mansion. And the idea that I saw Milo give and Lex give was that it should be like a vampire mansion. Like, that would be really cool. I think that you could play with a lot of stuff like that.
So Alistair is Scarlett's dad, right?
Yes.
I had no clue about his mansion burning down. I didn't know anything about that story because, I don't know. I just been casually playing, not really looking for like the side Easter eggs, like the library thing and everything like that.
Yeah.
But what do they mean by vampire castle?
So it's basically like almost like a haunted mansion, like a haunted like vampire castle. Like they could play with a lot of elements of horror basically, and like kind of like atmosphere wise, like Verrucht or like Shadows of Evil, where like the way Milo described it was the summoning key, the most powerful thing in the universe, was sitting in the back of a crate in the truck, and you're like, what the heck, Treyarch, why is this here? But then you look more into the map and you see that there's a dead reporter that got stabbed, and he's the one that was actually transporting that. Basically just story wise elements that could be cool because they're messing around with a lot of mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And I think vampire mythology would be pretty cool and make for a cool kind of aesthetic.
Is there vampire mythology?
There is, yeah. I don't know what specific, religion or following that is, but there's definitely stories about that in multiple cultures.
Man, I want to get into that religion. People that believe in vampires. That sounds awesome.
It does sound cool. Like, I just feel like that'd be a cool kind of theme to a map. Like hidden rooms.
Well, yes, that does sound really fun.
Yeah.
Hidden rooms. Now that you say it
Will
like
they
that.
do it actually though? I don't know.
I mean, if it's already been in development in its entire time, that's not like they're gonna cancel it.
Yeah,
I guess they could move it ahead.
There's no confirmation that it'll be a vampire mansion. It's just confirmation that it'll be a mansion. But people are speculating that it'll be like a haunted kind of deal.
Man, but if it's a mansion or castle, I don't know if I want that, especially after Eisendrache.
I hope it's different. I hope it's more. I kind of feel like I'm more like Scooby-Doo. Like, what episode am I thinking of? I can't think of it.
You might just be thinking of the intro.
Yeah, kind of. Like, I want it to be more. Did you ever watch the Scooby-Doo Dracula episode? That's a good point.
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
Yeah, but basically it's like a little haunted house. I feel like that would be a cool little vibe to have for the map. A lot to do with it.
I guess, but I think the one thing that I definitely don't want is a prequel. Or like going backwards.
Yeah.
Especially where the game is. It's just like you went from Voyage to 9, and then that story kind of just flatlined because you don't really know what's going to happen. So literally, one of the very few things people are excited to like for the DLC season is like, so what do? They technically failed. They did all this stuff and they just died. Does that them actually dying? Do they just go back to the cave? There's a lot of quotes in the map that say like, if we die in here, do we actually die? Like, is this actually like a hallucination or whatever? So everyone wants to know what happens after that. But now you're just going backwards to tell a completely different story that I would assume could have just been told through the comics, since those are like before the actual storyline. I guess I just don't see the point.
One thing I saw before launch was, I think it was either Craig or Jason talking about how, they've explored not telling story like linearly, linear wise.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. So they don't want to tell the story in a linear fashion, I guess, this time, which I don't know if is the best route. And maybe what I was thinking is, what if 9's the end for those characters? Like, what if they really did die, and that's why we're going to get in a prequel, because we're gonna get new characters after that? I don't know. It's just strange.
Well, that'd be a real big bummer to already have the ending.
Yeah.
And just for the ending to have been dying. That sounds like a giant bummer.
I mean, maybe there's something after that, but it just doesn't involve our characters. Maybe it involves the guy with the mask and Alistair and someone else.
Man, could you imagine hyping up those characters and then getting rid of them? Oh my gosh, what happened?
Don't forget Shadows of Evil too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess they did. Oh, only the curse survived. Oh my gosh. I can understand being wanting to have a very specific crew for a very specific map. Like the Shadows of Evil crew, I feel like especially the maps that they went with that season just wouldn't have worked. Just wouldn't have made too much sense. But putting all of your eggs in these new characters' basket and telling their backstory and giving them, parents with different things and connecting all the characters in very specific ways. It's just to be here's another set of characters, whatever. It just sounds horrible.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a really bad decision.
Yeah.
Strange. Yeah. So, prequel, it's a no from me, dog. But it's whatever, I guess.
It's a no from me right now, but I'll see what they do with it. They could do something crazy with it.
It would be like Kino being the third DLC, but then starting with Ascension.
Hopefully it's a lot crazier than that. I'm hoping.
Yeah, whatever. Man, I love Victus. I heart Russman. I just want to go on record and say I heart Russman. So
you love Russman that much?
If any haters out there want to come fight me, you know where to find me.
Yeah.
All right, so brother, I've been writing down some topics all week. I've been jotting them down to make sure we had some good clean eating this week on the meme stream.
All right.
So
all ears.
One of the things that I've picked up on that a lot of people probably know about. Well, 100% of the people that have played every map knows about, but I don't know if they've truly appreciated it, is the fact that every wonder weapon on every map in Black Ops 4 is both buyable and earnable.
Really?
The Winter's Howl, Project Scatty, Blundergat Retriever Easter egg.
Yeah.
The Death of Orion is the mixture plus poison on the box.
Yep.
And the don't tell me. Oh shoot. And the Kraken has some Easter egg. I haven't done it yet, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're all earnable plus getting out of the box. So I just thought that was a really interesting thing to note, just simply because I think it's the first time that's ever happened before. Especially on every single map so far.
No, you're right. I don't think that's
a gun has either been buildable or earnable or gotten from the box.
Now
Besides
did
Mob.
IW do this? Did IW? I know we're not talking about IW, but I'm trying to think. Because you built the...
You couldn't get him out of the box.
Okay. All right, so there you go. There debunks my theory. So yeah, that's crazy. They are the first ones. I like that a lot. So it eliminates RNG for a couple more rounds.
Yeah, it's I would say especially during the 90s string, which I did do solo, not to brag to anybody, but I did it solo. So if you want to call me Bad Zombies player, don't. Because now I have one solo Easter egg. I have one solo Easter egg under my belt, so don't fight me. But man, the blood Easter egg is glitched now. Oh no.
It's a whole nother story.
I can't believe it. I was doing so good. I was on run 12, doing the third ghost.
Really?
Yeah, and it glitched. Sometimes the birds don't spawn in, and sometimes the ghosts just don't spawn in. Or they spawn in, there's an audio cue, but you can't see it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I did it on the hardest step too, so I would have gotten around 12 on the hardest step. I had the perfect amount of zombies. I had my thing fully charged. I had a free full charge on one of the boxes. Do you know about that Easter egg?
With a free full... No, what are you talking about?
If one of the down boxes from Mob, where you go into purgatory mode, is sparking, you can absorb it and get your shield fully charged.
Really?
At least that's what I understood from it. I didn't get far enough in the guide to do that because my Easter egg glitched out. So I
No, I've never
didn't.
seen that, though.
Yeah, so that's been a bummer. So I kind of quit on that, which is, I think my blood pressure's down at least 200%.
Try to do Voyage solo.
I've heard people have done Voyage solo.
Yeah, it's not that bad of an Easter egg. It's just memorization.
The boss fight looks like a whole different. No.
Did you know there's a strat with that though? That you use the Hellion.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing on 9.
Yeah.
The elephants go down real easy with the Hellion.
Big strats.
Yeah, big strats. So when's double XP coming, you think?
Probably next year.
Like 2019 or like Modern Warfare 4 territory?
Probably Modern Warfare 4.
Oh no.
Even IW
that's not what I
IW
want to
has
hear.
double XP right now. Shout out to them.
What?
Yeah. Shout out to IW.
Oh no, they've been listening to the fans.
They've been listening to this stream right here.
Do you think people are going back to level up on IW right now?
There are some hard supporters of IW, so yes.
But do you think they want levels? I don't think double XP would bring people back in.
I think some people want to brag that they got max prestige, but I'm sure the people that love IW that much are already max prestige.
Yeah, that's what I would say too. All right, so Speed Cola was added, and now it's time for a new segment on the meme stream I like to call Welling's Complaining Corner, where I yell at Treyarch for half an hour, and you all have to listen to it. So they take Juggernog out. They take my solo quick revive. They take my double tap, and they take my speed cola. And everyone tells me I'm just a casual player and just to get over it. And then they add it all back. Secretly as game mechanics. Treyarch, I cannot believe you. You took away my solo quick revive, and then you put all the 3 downs back in 9. Which, did you know the first challenge gives you an extra down? I didn't know that's what that heart did.
Yes, I did, yeah. For the longest time I didn't, but I figured it out.
I thought it was an item, but when I was figuring out that solo guide. Anyway, casual play is just Juggernog, and normal is 1 hit away from just regular Juggernog. 5 hits. Cannot believe it. Speed Cola. You get all your perks, you get Speed Cola.
Perfect.
Double tap, you pack a punch 4 times, you got double tap. How could they do this to me? I complained for weeks that they might as well just added them as features, which this actually came out in the leaks as well.
Yeah.
That apparently just Jug wouldn't work in the game. Yeah. They just couldn't get it to work right. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't code. I don't care.
Hit detection, I think. I don't know.
Man, Black Ops 4's hit detection, even with Juggernog, it would still be something else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like they should have just made them playable perks.
I would only say that, for me personally, I would only say that for speed. I wish speed was just a normal perk. For the rest of them, I'm actually happy the way they are. Weirdly.
I would say that or double tap.
Yeah. I don't mind double tap because it's just pack-a-punching. I think that's...
Well, but Speed Cola is only getting 4 perks.
Well, I know, but that's annoying, I feel like. And it's not even the real Speed Cola either. It's like a very watered-down Speed Cola.
It's Speed Cola for wonder weapons and any gun that doesn't have speed reload on it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what all guns they are because I haven't gotten them all leveled up, but...
It's weird. I don't know. That's the only one I would want as a perk. The other ones I feel like they did a good job implementing within the gameplay. Like Jug, I don't really need it because it's just normal health. I feel like it's perfect the way it is. And then like the revives, no need to have a perk if it's just going to be like on the side, you know?
I mean, but couldn't you say that about like any of them? Like, couldn't they just implement Mule Kick by just allowing you to have a 3rd gun slot?
They could. But
couldn't they just implement stamina by giving you unlimited sprint?
It's not crutch. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to say, oh, I really need to have a 3rd weapon. Like, it's absolutely. But you absolutely need to have revives.
I mean, I could probably say that about Speed Cola, too.
Yeah, Speed Cola is pretty essential. That's why I said they should put that as a perk. I think that one still, I don't like the way it's in the game. I feel like that should be redone.
They refer to it as Speed Cola, too.
Yeah.
They were like formerly known as Speed Cola, Also, Welling's Complaining Corner Part 2, they changed the name of all the perks that had soda names on them. What a bunch of losers. It's because they're not colas anymore.
But aren't some of them more kind of named still after that? Like Cherry Fizz? Isn't that what it's called?
Electric it's Electric Shock or something like that now.
There's brews though, isn't there? Isn't there some kind of brews under those names?
It's that's one of the perks you can buy.
Oh.
A cola, a brew. Shoot, I don't even know. What are the other two? Cola, brew. Oh god. I haven't played enough Ether maps, sorry. Well, into Complaining Corner, there's a silent letters. Stupid.
That's lame though, in my opinion.
Yeah, they changed all the names, and I don't know why. Quick Revive didn't have soda at the end of it, so it didn't change. Stamina Up didn't have soda at the end of it, so it didn't change. Mule Kick didn't have soda at the end of it, so it didn't change. But Deadshot did. Electric Cherry did. PhD did? I guess PhD didn't. But they had to change the name because it's not Flopper anymore.
Yeah. What
else did? There's one more that I can't think about. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. But yeah, it's called like Electric Shock or something like that now. And then it's called Deadshot Dealer?
I don't even know.
Man, I haven't played enough Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to the perks. Really.
Man, they took away that and my Welling's Complaining Corner Part 3. They took away perk jingles. The only thing I was ever excited for in Zombies. But
yeah, dude, I don't know why they did that either. One crutch perk they have that, like, they're complaining about crutch perks that, but what's a crutch perk is, what is it called? See, I haven't even played enough. The one that makes you become, you go up once
Dying
you go
Wish.
down. Yeah.
Wait, oh yeah.
Yep.
Go up. Oh, okay.
Dying Wish, what a crutch perk that is. I absolutely run that on every single map all the time.
I would say I have a specific core 4 that I run.
Yeah.
I very rarely slip out of that meta, if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. Just because who cares about Stone Cold Stronghold? I'm never going to be sitting in a corner long enough.
Yeah.
Who cares about Electric? I don't think it's Shock, but it's called something like that. Electric something. Because who cares? I'd much rather use Dying Wish or Quick Revive's modifier ability or Stamina Up or Deadshot or so. Victorious Tortoise. Victorious Tortoise is only worth it if you get a shield.
Yeah.
Wellington Complaining Corner Part 4. Shields on every map. Why? That's it. That's my complaining. I just don't know. The mechanics are so broken that they were like, put something on their back. They're gonna get hit a lot.
Gonna need it.
I can't believe it. Remember when shields weren't in Zombies?
Yeah.
That was dope.
When Zombies was 2-hit?
Yeah, that wasn't so dope. I can't believe they didn't implement 3 hits sooner, especially on Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I know. That was brutal.
Black Ops 2 was real good.
How did we deal with it?
I don't know. Juggernog, I guess.
Yeah, we got spoiled with when we got 3 hits. We just could never go back.
It's a crush perk. Well, now we have four hits. 4 hits is the norm, so
yeah,
we can only go up from here.
Yep.
The year is 2029. Treyarch has just implemented the 30-hit system.
But the zombies are in insane mode.
The zombies are going sicko mode.
Dude, that should so be an edit.
That's the title. What did you... Oh, wait. I guess it wasn't... I was with my friend in a Discord call yesterday, and he kept saying that we were going sicko mode when we were playing Overwatch. And so I did the edit. Have you ever seen that DJ Academics video where he's like, tweet, this next track is called Sicko Mode.
And then his face just opens up.
Okay. I just gotta write that down for the title. Zombies Go Sicko Mode. Okay. Next topic. Mob of the Dead.
Okay.
This is gonna lead into a different topic, but I just want to talk about Mob of the Dead and the fact that if it wanted to be its own map, not even in its own separate universe or whatever, but just its own map in a zombies game, there's a story from start to finish. It keeps the core mechanics of zombies pretty much to a T, but changes practically every single aesthetic. has its own very specific like game mechanics, like purgatory,
Okay.
and everything like that. And I think that's missing in a lot of zombies. I think a coherent story that's told from the start of the map to the end of the map, in terms of like an Easter egg, plus a map's very specific kind of mechanics, is something that's been missing from zombies for a long time.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And I feel like Mob of the Dead is kind of like the perfect map for that.
Yeah.
At least for something that if someone just wanted to buy one DLC, they would look at Mob of the Dead and it would have a very specific character set that like both made sense and was fun and had like very specific entertaining quotes, I guess. So
Yeah.
I always wanted to be Billy Handsome. I'm just that kind of rebel, you know.
Yeah.
So
That was my favorite.
but I feel like when I play like with Primus, I don't care who I am.
No.
But like I don't want to be, you know, they made all the characters so likable.
Yeah.
But it's so weird to me that no maps really do stuff like that.
I think the closest map that has gotten that is Shadows of Evil, but it's kind of just copying Mob in a way.
Yeah. It's same universe, isn't it?
Technically, yeah. But that's why I like Shadows of Evil, because it had the beast mode. There was the Margwas. There was like
sicko mode. Shadows of Evil crew goes sicko mode. Second title name.
Oh my god, there's so much potential for this. But yeah, no, I agree. There's not like when you see a map, say a Voyage of Despair. Voyage of Despair is a perfect example. It lacks originality. Like it's so bland. And if it had its own mechanics that revolved around the Titanic, so much better.
I feel like it's very weird that you weren't. I think one thing a lot of people thought was going to happen was that the map was going to be timed, and I think that would have been perfect.
Oh, it'd been so cool.
An hour, you do. I mean, it's kind of like, why would you limit the zombies players? But one of the only things that I enjoyed out of World War II was when they limited me with Tortured Path. I've never touched the survival maps, and it's not only because they didn't come out 4 months after they were supposed to, but it's just like I would much rather play the challenge mode where the zombies get harder and there's only 10 full rounds. You play for a total of like 20 minutes and I'm always satisfied by the end of the game. I never need to go farther.
Zombies lacks like they try to make the maps too similar. Like they don't have anything different about them really. Like yes, the aesthetics, the environment's different, but the way they play aren't always different. Like I feel like having a map that limits you to 1 hour to complete the Easter egg, do what you want, is great. That's what that map's for. And then, you got, say if they added in Town. Town is a map you can just go chill, survive. Then you got 9. 9's like the classic experience. I feel like that's what this game's missing. It's all kind of the same in a way.
I would argue that's why Black Ops 2 is probably the best variety Call of Duty, because you have all the beginning survival maps that no one ever has to pay for besides paying for the base game, plus Transit, which is a gigantic map.
Yeah.
There was no day one content, was there? I don't think so. Nuketown, and there was Nuketown.
Yeah. So are we saying here that Black Ops 2 had more maps on launch than Black Ops 4?
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Technically. Did they just forget about that game? It had 4 maps on launch.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jason.
Unless Nuketown wasn't on launch.
No, there's still 4 maps.
Yeah, that's true.
There's 4 maps plus 1 DLC, and I think Nuketown was day 1 release.
I think they were going for like full blown maps.
Yeah,
survival.
I guess, but I mean, I would consider Town to be a more, at least fun map to play than something like Voyage.
Yeah, I agree.
# Voyage hater. What can I say? You know where to find me.
What do you mean? You don't like Stokers, everyone?
Oh my gosh. What, you don't like Blight Fathers? No, I don't. Nuketown zombies except with Blight Fathers.
Oh man, it's gonna happen.
That was a tweet. That was a banger tweet. No one ever saw. Yeah, but going back to Mob of the Dead, I've had this idea for a really long, well, not a really long time, like a few months, I would say, and I want to make a video on it, and there's a very good chance I'm going to make a video on it, and it's about this idea that DC Comics implemented years and years and years ago, to where comics didn't have to be canon.
Yeah.
They have this thing called, I think they're called Elseworld comics. And pretty much if that sticker is on the front of the comic book, it's just not canon in like the main universe. And so they can do whatever they want to with it.
That sounds amazing.
There's like Green Lantern Batman and like Batman versus Predator. Like this, it's just stuff that, it just doesn't.
Like Scooby-Doo and Batman.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, if there's a comic book for it, not the like TV show, but I guess technically, that would be considered. He wouldn't be like, I'm at the Scooby-Doo gang, you know. And then there's like, you know, like Batman, but his parents didn't die. Like, it's just like things that like just aren't canon to the story. And I feel like something like this should have been implemented so much longer ago.
Yep.
And it still hasn't been. Everything is still canon to a story. And I feel like it shouldn't have been.
No, you're right. And that's why the game mode's limited too, because for the longest time, one of the reasons that Jason Blundell doesn't release more grief maps is because he's worried about the canon. He said that before. Grief
maps? So what, like CDC versus CIA, or like just trying to get two separate groups on like a specific map?
Basically, so not only is it because he doesn't feel that it's not the like polished enough, like he hasn't figured out a way to make it perfect. It's also because he struggles to find two groups like going against each other. Yeah, it's just he's worried about the canon. It's so stupid. Like why does that have to be canon?
And I mean, the only reason I said this is because Mob of the Dead would have been one of the better candidates for something like this.
Yeah.
Because it's a map that has a coherent story, start to finish, with a very specific set of characters that aren't the regular set of characters, and technically doesn't even have any connection to the characters.
Yep.
Until they tied it in with Victus and everything like that years later. There's nothing wrong with taking the mystery box and wall weapons and putting them on a map and saying, this map just isn't canon. Just don't think about this in any way that's any way canon. Sure, there's going to be Easter eggs, like Nuketown zombies. There's a transit bus honking. Why is there transit bus honking? Is it canon? No, it's because we just had the transit bus honking in our sound files and thought it would be a cool thing to be putting on, you know, the side thing. Like, just, it doesn't have to be an Easter egg.
No, I feel you.
Like Marlton's in the bunker. We had voice lines recorded. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, the moon radios and the rocket kind of break that idea. But like, what other map was I gonna say? 5 easily couldn't have been canon. Didn't have to be, and it practically wasn't for the longest time. Jason Blundell even came out and said this was supposed to be a one-off map, but now we're gonna make it canon. Like, why would you just keep it where it is? There's nothing wrong with that, especially since it came out 10 years ago. You don't have to put it in the canon now. You're not releasing a new map to contribute to the story.
I think even maybe they would have even benefited from not making the chaos story and doing your idea. Like imagine, I mean,
a non-canon season.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to implement because all the contracts, but like put like different celebrities and like different scenarios. Or just regular characters, like maybe zombies in, I don't know, what's another crazy thing, in an airplane, like a giant, I don't know, like, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like something.
Remember, weird. No Russian. Zombies in No Russian mission.
Yeah, but something just weird, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like they could easily kind of sprinkle them in, but for some reason, just everything has to be canon. I don't know. Yeah, like, even Noctis canon, something that literally has nothing to do with the story and still doesn't, is canon. Well, just make it a one-off map. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, like, taking very specific assets, throwing them in a map, and just saying, no, it's just don't worry about it.
I don't see a problem with it.
I mean, I feel like it's almost for the same reason people don't think the Chaos story, or people think the Chaos story is a part of it. It's just because everything has to be canon. They're going to have to tie it in somehow, right?
Yep.
But they don't. And they're never going to. Stop saying it.
Don't. I really hope they don't tie it in.
Yeah.
Like, stick to it, you know?
But man, if they're going for a prequel, they're really sticking to it.
Yeah,
they're already trying to tell a story before. It'd be like going through the entire Black Ops 1 season, going through the entire Black Ops 2 season, but then restarting the story from a different dimension.
I'm gonna give the Chaos story until the end and a little bit after to fully judge it. The only reason I say that is because there's been a lot of times where the zombies community has gone in and be like, this is a terrible idea, blah, blah, blah. And then we become, like, those terrible ideas become fan favorites.
Origins.
Yeah. Origins. There's
Revelations.
even maps like Die Rise. Like, Die Rise, everyone kind of hated that map.
I love Die Rise.
Some people now really enjoy it. So I think, like, we gotta give it time to age. Shadows of Evil was another perfect example. At launch, people didn't really like Shadows of Evil. They didn't like the new crew. But then after they made a few changes, it slowly became people's favorites.
But then they figured out that it wasn't the actual crew.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Do you think they're going to do a celebrity map? Do you think this is going to be the celebrity map?
The prequel one? Ooh, I never even thought about that. Yeah, I mean, this would be their chance to do it.
Given the one of the celebrities, if Scarlett's dad is one of the characters, they have to be that might be tricky.
I would assume he's going to be.
It's kind of like, it would be kind of like getting a famous actor that you actually had to pay like a lot of money to play like a godlike figure. It's Dr. Monty. It just keeps happening.
Maybe they can get in Dr. Straub again. Actor play
for her dad. He just comes back from the dead. Do you think this is actually all just a prequel to World War II zombies?
Could you imagine?
Wait, did the Titanic sink before World War II? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it did. 1911.
It sank before World War I, too? Do you think this is a prequel to Origins?
True, because we haven't got a map past 1911. So
boom. What can
mind
I say?
blown.
What can I say? Just single-handedly tied the stories together. Jason Blundell, you are welcome. Everything is now canon.
You are a genius, Jason.
I went back to check on the Kronorium to see if they changed it from the blood. No, nothing. Don't know why they didn't, because now we just don't know what it says.
Right now.
I mean, they made an entire storyline and then literally changed it right in front of everybody's eyes, and no one cares.
It's such a... Oh, this is okay. This is not the same thing, but this is going back to one of the points made earlier in the podcast. I just had a kind of a idea spur. So the thing with Milo was talking about the atmosphere and stuff is maps like Voyage of Despair and even some other maps is that the maps are just catch all, which means like in Voyage of Despair, the reason why everything is in Voyage of Despair is because there's an artifact. So it's like, okay, we have no reason to speculate further. But the best maps I feel in zombies are the maps that make us speculate further. Like, what does this mean? What could this mean for this? And what is this doing here? You know what I mean?
So, like, the only reason there's zombies in a specific place is because of the artifact. And so you never have to wonder what's going on elsewhere. Yeah.
The only thing you can think about is like every time you're playing 9-2, for example, everything in that hallucination is like, okay, well, this is a hallucination as far as we know right now. But it's like, okay, everything's a hallucination. These characters are most likely just going to wake up in the same, temple they were in. There's no weight to them,
I suppose, but like you said, we don't know. So
yeah.
I guess that's a kind of a good point to make, that it's a very strange idea for them just to be like, okay, there's zombies in this one place and that's it. No one else is being affected by it, so don't worry about it. Only on this ship, that's all who's being affected right now. So you don't have to worry about what's going on in France or Germany or the United States, because it's all happening on the Titanic right now, and no one will ever know about it. Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of feel like a cop-out.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's kind of like, there's a zombie outbreak, but you can easily stop it and no one actually knows about it.
Yeah.
5. I don't want to keep doing this bit, but yeah, I mean, it's practically the same thing. Zombies broke out, but practically for the longest time, it was pretty much just they kept it a secret.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
they survived, and shh. Man, I don't know.
To end this story already.
Wasn't Broken Arrow not made until after the 5 outbreak?
I think.
Or am I missing something? Or am I just forgetting?
It's confusing. I think there was an outbreak, and then it was like a mini outbreak, and then that's when they formed the 5. I think I think this was when they found out there was zombies in Germany. That's when they made Broken Arrow. So I think the 5 outbreak happened.
When would that have been,
Arrow was a
though?
thing. Before 5.
But like, who would have said? Like,
Well, because
like
what
someone would have
happened-
just like, I just don't. Now that I'm
What
thinking
happened
about
was-
it, I just
what
don't
happened
think.
was there was an outbreak at Derice,
Okay.
and the Russians and the Americans went to Derice to capture the scientists, the German scientists, so they could take it back for their own experimentations with zombies and wonder weapons and stuff like that.
Well, isn't the story that they were kind of sold off after Division or Group 935 disbanded? And by
Yes.
sold off, I mean Richtofen now
no.
has made deals with both, and you know,
Yeah,
vodka
that was
and Lunar
that was
Lander.
after the Derice outbreak.
That was after.
Yeah.
I'm confusing myself now. I don't even remember what I just said 2 seconds ago. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so people go. They were disbanded after the Derice outbreak?
Yes.
So Derice happened, they teleported away, people went to go investigate, and that's when they figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strange.
Well, are you sure? Because if Richtofen teleported away, then when would he have made the deal to get the Lunar Lander at Kino?
Maybe that happened before he teleported away.
Well, but it's not like the Derice happened, and then in the middle of Derice, he went to the United States and made a deal, and Russia made a
quick
deal.
phone call.
I'm not remembering the story right, but I'm super sure that 5 happens, and then they create Broken Arrow to investigate. I'm sorry
You could
to
be
interrupt.
correct.
Sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I have to look this up. Justin, riff for a second. Do some comedy.
So, how about Zombies Rush? It's a great game
Woo!
mode. Real talk, lads. They need to add callings into the game. I'm getting frustrated over here.
True that.
The only time I go to play Black Ops 4 is to unlock gold guns because I don't want to play zombies. I'll be honest with you, lads.
You said to unlock gold guns?
Yeah. I'm trying to get dark matter for once. I won't do it, but I do this every Call of Duty.
Okay. In an effort to avoid another undead outbreak, the U.S. government creates the Broken Arrow program, establishing several facilities across the country. The Groom Lake program is folded into Broken Arrow.
Okay.
So Groom
So it
Lake
is
was a
after.
thing. What the fuck was Groom Lake then? Man, I don't know anything about zombies.
Dude, it's just so messy. Just end the story already. They should have ended it in Revelation.
Man, I'm as interested in the story as I possibly could be right now, but it's just they're trying to tie everything in, and it's getting even more confusing as the days goes on.
They're dragging it on too. It's like the more time it takes, the less weight there is to the characters. Like yeah, it's sad Richtofen died, but there's another Richtofen, so
I have the feeling they're ending it soon. It just seems like they're getting to that final, bit of the. Do you think they're gonna add in grief solely to have the code in their game to have an 8-player map?
I would hope so. But Jason, I don't know. He said he didn't find a way to make it work, so I don't know if he ever will. Maybe, hopefully, he found a way.
I've heard
Exactly.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard grief was very close to being quote unquote perfected by the time launch came around, but
If that's the case, bring that boy here because we need new game modes.
it's true. We do need more game modes. Apparently, there's going to be a good amount of new game modes.
Well, Nuketown Zombie is also coming soon, I think, before DLC 1. And DLC 1's pretty soon too, because usually we get that around the end of January. We probably get that at the beginning of January, end of December. So it's only like a month, yeah, basically almost a month away.
Okay, so Groom Lake is Area 51. Groom Lake is Area 51, and then it's folded into the class of Groom Lake. Okay, I think we're both kind of right, but I don't know. I don't have the time, especially during this, to figure all the technicalities of this garbage out. Okay, so I think I got one last thing that I want to talk about. That's casual mode, and why Call of Duty doesn't want me to enjoy their game.
Yeah, why is that, BT?
You can't do anything on casual. Now, I've heard there's been talks of putting all the side Easter eggs and main Easter eggs on casual, which would be a giant leap in the right direction in my eyes. I feel like it's very bad for Black Ops 4, especially, even more than players, that you can do practically nothing in casual besides just play the game. Get XP and plasma and whatever.
I see why they did it at the beginning, to lock Easter eggs from people just, going on casual and just solving it on casual.
I guess.
But I feel like there should be a system, maybe like after the Easter egg is solved, they'll patch in an update that you can do it on casual, or maybe even to do the Easter egg, and then after you do the Easter egg, you can play it on casual. I don't know. I
don't think the main Easter egg should be put on casual. Controversial opinion hour. But
no, it's fine.
Just because, not for really any reason. Obviously, someone who likes achievements like myself would have absolutely no problem with them putting it on an even easier game mode that I could complete it in an even easier fashion. But you can't even activate the Easter egg songs on casual. That's stupid. You can't do the songs. You can't do just any side Easter eggs. So if you want to do something for video, which I think you can do them on mutation, I'm pretty sure you can do practically everything on mutations. Yeah. So if you're like a content creator, just up your health to 700 and a billion and turn zombies to completely slow and 1 per round, and you'll be good.
Yep.
To make your whatever guide. But if you just want to play a game and be like, oh, I want to do the Viking Easter egg where I get an extra perk. Well, too bad. You're on casual.
Yep.
They took the helmet off the Viking in casual, and I tried to pick it up, and it didn't work.
Dumb.
What are you doing? That Easter egg is stupid.
It is.
I don't know how anyone would have ever found that. I feel like I say that about every Easter egg, but...
Yeah, Easter eggs in the game isn't, intuitive. It's like, let me throw this random thing here.
It's like, collect all these 3 things. Perfectly normal, I guess. They're all out of place. Yeah. It makes sense. You can go in casual and see exactly what you need to pick up. But then throw this Wraith grenade that you only get at level 34 through these specific 2 pillars and hit a very specific spot on the Viking.
Yeah.
What? Who would have ever done that on accident?
That's also like the Samantha quote on 5. So if you activate the the knock door, then you go all the way down to the labs.
Yeah.
And then you have to stand in a specific corner, and then you can hear specific quotes from Samantha. It's so weird.
I feel like the music sheet Easter egg first of all, I think that's one of the best Easter eggs. The music on Voyage.
You think so? Who would even think of that? It's weird to me.
I suppose, but you can, if someone just accidentally ran across it, saw piano, and then saw sheet music elsewhere that wasn't, you could easily figure out a pattern. I mean, there's only 3. So you only have, 9 combinations to try?
Yeah. I guess that's the worst.
It wouldn't be rocket science to figure out, but...
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool that you can switch your specialist in that map.
No, that is a cool feature. I do like the feature of switching the specialist. The end goal Easter egg is cool. I think...
What's the end goal Easter egg?
I'm saying the end goal to that Easter egg, switching specialists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, back to Welling's... complaining corner. Why on earth do they limit you to 4 perks if they're just going to give you 2 extra perks? You can earn them. Yeah. Well, they didn't even put them anywhere near where the other ones were.
Yeah, it looks so gross.
It looks gross.
Yeah.
They use the Black Ops 3 mule kick symbol for the mule kick gun that you have, and it's even a worse spot. You can have 7 perk symbols on your screen at one time. And they're all in different places.
So bad, dude. The UI is so bad.
It would be like just putting them randomly somewhere on your screen. That would be pretty cool. A HUD that didn't have any flow to it. The gun numbers were all over the place, so you could never tell exactly how much ammo you had, but the numbers were there in their defense. Your health is in the very middle of your screen. That'd be dope. The perks were invisible. So you didn't know exactly what you had.
The points were rotated but on the top of your screen.
The perks were upside down. Man, what a great UI decision. I think that is specifically. As a designer myself, I think the idea of putting everything in the middle and then just kind of throwing it elsewhere on the sides is probably one of the best creative decisions I've seen from Treyarch in a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
That and
GG
completely covering the screen in HUD. That's definitely one of my favorites too.
Oh yeah.
You remember back in World at War when the HUD was so simple? Remember when you had the HUD and you didn't have specialist perks? Okay. Yeah, geez. Go back and play World at War, loser. Who cares?
World at War had some class custom maps though.
Yeah, it did. Too bad my PC doesn't agree with World at War. Yeah. I don't know why. It's definitely good enough PC. Oh, it can run Black Ops 3. It could probably run Black Ops 4. Easy peasy. But
so weird.
Something about something like Gary's mod, and it's too new for these games.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But man, I can't wait until they make non-canon maps.
Yeah, they won't.
Controversial opinion. Never ever?
Has there ever been a non-canon map in any zombies mode? No.
Interesting. Fire Jason Blundell. That's right, I said it. Man, I can't wait for Infinite Warfare 2. They're gonna do non-canon maps.
Yeah, he's doing big things over there. You know, double XP for zombies. He's getting secret intel from Treyarch. You see, using the credits for Treyarch.
Oh yeah.
So he's doing his research.
Do you think that Black Ops 4 was so good because Lee Ross worked on it, or do you think Black Ops 4 was so bad because Lee Ross worked on it?
No, it's got to be good.
Okay.
You know,
just making sure.
Jason Blundell brought the project down. That's why they brought in Lee Ross. Said, Lee, help us out here, brother.
Jason Blundell's slacking this year, so
yeah.
After Infinite Warfare's Zombies massive success, we want you to head this year.
And then Jason said, guys, we gotta make a classified trailer. And Lee said, you know what Lee said? He said, Jason, please, brother, you don't want to do that. We're gonna release that after the map launches.
Oh yeah.
And only make it 45 seconds. And,
yeah.
You know, Jason was mad, but Lee, and you know, he won the office over.
That's the Infinite Warfare 2 way.
Yep. Or
I guess the Infinite Warfare 1, but it could be also the Infinite Warfare 2 way. It's releasing map trailers after the map's released. DLC 3. This.
He was in the hospital, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I was doing a Lee Ross impression. All right, Edgy Humor's over. Edgy Humor Hour is officially closed. Sorry, everybody.
He's all right. He's a good lad.
Yeah, big fan of Lee Ross.
Yeah.
Everyone likes his hair, but not a fan.
Not a fan.
Controversial opinion hour. Sorry, everybody.
He has to be sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
A Head and Shoulders inspired Infinite Warfare 2 Zombies map?
Could you imagine?
Infinite Warfare 2 Zombies placement? Product placement? Do you think it's like the Beast from Beyond Easter egg where there's like specific products that you can use, but one of them just very clearly Head and Shoulders?
All I'm saying there better be animated hair, so your hair actually moves around.
I mean, didn't they try to do like... No, they didn't try to do animated faces in that game. It was just stuck in a very frozen, gross state for most of it.
Yeah, the characters did not look like their cartoon versions at all.
The character faces were one of the best parts of that entire game. AJ's face never changed for some reason.
I feel like AJ looked nothing like Jay Farrell. Were they supposed to look like the real people?
Well, did I say AJ?
Yeah.
Wait, AJ. AJ's not Jay Farrell.
I thought AJ was the rapper. Is that his name?
AJ's a white dude.
Then what's the rapper's name? Andre. There we go. Sorry. You know, they shouldn't have put two A names close together.
Oh, what?
That guy's name should have been like Ben or something.
Andre and Ben. Andre, Poindexter, Sally, and Ben. Introducing Ben. Actually, I think AJ should have kept his name, and Jay Farrow should have been Ben.
Ben the man.
Bumper cars? Y'all got bumper cars? Man,
Andre goes sicko mode on Space.
Oh my gosh! I'm just gonna mute all the Zombies and Spaceland music and put sicko mode over it. I'm gonna do a clickbait Easter egg video where I find a new hidden Easter egg song. It just plays the very beginning. It's either gonna be the Undertale theme or sicko mode. Oh my gosh. Sicko mode's not even that funny, but it's really funny for some reason.
Yeah.
Man. Infinite Warfare 2.
What about?
I am so excited. Did you hear the new news that came out?
What happened?
Lee Ross is going to be playable this year.
Really?
Yep. He's going to be replacing Ben.
Okay, good. That was a good decision.
So, yeah. Actually, they're also going to be replacing Sally this year with another man. They're going to do a very controversial thing in 2019, which is excluding a woman for no reason other than the fact that they couldn't find any to hire.
Wow. So Sally's not signed the contract.
Yeah, I can't believe it. She went back to SNL.
You know, that's going to be a problem for the studio. I don't know if it's going to be as good as the first IW.
Are you kidding me? You're probably right. Nothing can top the original IW, but I mean, have fun trying to top Zombies in Spaceland, except if they make Infinite Warfare 2 and every map just adds a 2 to the end of it and they just remake the entire game.
Now, did you know that the ninja zombies are going to be playable characters?
Whoa. Kind of like in World War II?
Yeah.
When you completed all the Easter eggs that were way too hard?
This one's unlocked from a side Easter egg.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. What side Easter egg do you think? Was this also leaked by that QA tester for Treyarch?
Yeah. He also got fired because, not for his lunch break this time, but he took his bathroom break at the wrong time. So they fired him.
He got fired again? For practically the same reason. He goes, I just keep taking my breaks at the wrong time. He gets hired at Infinity Ward after getting fired from Treyarch and just can't seem to figure out when his breaks are supposed to be. Imagine having a set bathroom break.
That would be torture.
That sounds like something Treyarch would do according to that guy.
Yeah. Treyarch just seemed crazy.
You missed your bathroom break?
The way he makes it sound, what's the point of having QA testers? They don't even listen to him.
Yeah, true that. I mean, they got to make sure there's no blue screens. Black Ops 4.
Maybe they're setting the bar so low for us now because the bar later in the DLC season is just going to be so high. Like, they're like, let's just absolutely crush their souls at the beginning.
Well, no. You're on the right track, but a little birdie told me that the only reason Lee Ross is working on it this year is to take notes of how bad it is. So that they're setting the bar so low this year that Infinite Warfare 2 can just go sky high with how good it's going to be. Right.
They said no blue screens, only green screens.
Yes, only green screens. And add the Fortnite default dance. That was one of the notes from the executive producers.
Could you imagine?
Did you see the blackjack market?
Stupid.
It's just Fortnite.
Dude,
I said it wasn't, but
it is.
Yeah, you know.
And the reason why is they try to make it like Fortnite, like they think people are gonna buy these skins, but Fortnite, the whole reason for it is the skins are like unique and interesting. Like there's like 1,000,
and you can see them.
Yeah, and you can see them exactly. Good point. It's just weird. You know, you can like buy tags. Like who's gonna buy tags? That's
like
not even
spray paint?
Fortnite. Yeah. That's free in the battle pass. Why are you putting that in the shop?
None of them are good either. No. I have none equipped. They're all emotes.
It's subpar.
They are very subpar. Imagine paying COD points for a spray.
That's crazy. Man. Why?
Imagine paying $5 for one talisman.
Dude, pretty soon it's gonna cost money to actually sign into the game.
That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be like Elder Scrolls Online.
Do you think Activision's eventually going to make so much money off of Call of Duty that they just transcend like the human understanding?
What do you mean?
You know, like they buy their way into heaven. That's been the plan the whole time.
Heaven too.
Yes. If heaven's so good, why hasn't there been heaven too? Activision, hold my beer. Creates heaven, actual heaven on Earth.
Charge money.
Whoa! Activision runs heaven?
You guys want this skin in heaven? You're gonna have to pay for it.
Otherwise, you're just gonna be a skeleton running around. It's gonna be spooky times all the times.
What a company.
I have no clue. How do they get away with their... Man.
It's so predatory.
I don't think... Man, I've been talking about Infinite Warfare 2, but if that launch map doesn't just blow me away, I don't know if I'm buying the next Call of Duty.
Yeah, real talk though, Call of Duty Zombies, if they don't fix things in Black Ops 4 and fix things in the next games, it's gonna be goodbye.
Black Ops 3, pretty high point. Had some good maps.
Yeah,
had
the peak. I think that's the peak.
Had Gorod, had Rise and Drag, had Shadows, had
I think it was also the community. The community was just so alive.
But I mean, if you're just a regular Zombies player, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, Gobblegum system, good. New perk, good. New perk jingle, good. And then Infinite Warfare 2, good perk jingles. You know, it kind of plateaued for a little bit. Zombies in Spaceland, it went up about 2 points. And then Shaolin Shuffle happened, and it went from 102% directly down into the ground at 0. And then it went right back up to 102% with attack from the radioactive thing, and then it went into negative territory with Beasts from Beyond.
Yeah, they went far below. They broke the scale.
I don't know how they did it. It's literally impossible to go below 0%. I don't, but they figured out how to do it. It's weird.
Then World War II came out.
It plateaued at negative percents, except when Tortured Path happens, it shot up to at least a 30%. And then Black Ops 4 came out, and it shot up to 40%, and then one blue screen happened, and I'm instantly right back to the ground.
Yeah.
And then they broke the mob Easter egg, or the blood Easter egg, my bad.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same map, definitely. I love zombies so much.
It's in dangerous territory now, though. I don't think this
game
is going to last much longer. Yeah.
They're just oversaturating it.
Yeah. And they're not making it unique. They're just a cash cow. It's like let's just put out zombies just because we know it's gonna make so much money.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I feel like a lot of people say that about the Call of Duty series. I feel like it's kind of gotten better as years have gone on a little bit.
I think multiplayer in Blackout is great, even though it needs some work. It's great for multiplayer people, just people that like Call of Duty. It's different.
Multiplayer is definitely a grand old time. And I feel like this is one of the first years that has actually taken a step in a different direction, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't even want to say that Black Ops 3 took a step in the direction, because the specialists were practically useless.
I guess World War II kind of did with the divisions in a way. Not completely, but they tried.
I mean, give or take, it was kind of just perks that you had on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the beginning of the game, they stepped in a very different direction, but then everyone's like, please don't do this. They were like, we don't like change. So
yeah.
Remember when everyone's like, we want change, and they changed for 3 years, and they were like, bring it back, and then they brought it back, and they were like, I don't know what to say. Just give me Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Man, we want a first-person shooter that's new, but not what you want to put in the game that's new. Listen to me. We don't want to go to the future or the past.
We don't want microtransactions. That is for sure.
Microtransactions?
Micro.
Oh.
Well, you could call them microtransactions. I mean, Michael Condrey's having a field day over there.
Can we call him Mike? Can we call him Michael Mike Transactions Condrey now?
Michael
Microtransactions Condrey. Man, so many good names for this podcast. Micro transactions.
He's pumping them out. He's like, guys, you see that tag you made in 5 seconds? Slap a price tag on it.
200 COD points. Boom, 200 COD points. You see that talisman? Boom, $5.
You see those new colored shoelaces you can put on your character and you can't see? Put a price tag on it.
Call of Duty merch. Boom, $200. Call of Duty merch is actually in a Call of Duty game. Boom, $30. Do you want to wear a Black Ops 4 t-shirt inside a Black Ops 4? Boom, as much as a regular t-shirt would actually cost. I have no clue what his role is at Activision.
He's pretty far up. I think he's like second peg.
I really, really hope it's either CEO or head of merch. Or head of microtransactions, I think would be a better title for him. Do you think he was born into the microtransactions world? His name is Mike. Bro,
I mean,
transaction.
he also made the first game with it. Really? Well, kind of. Not the. They had it in Black Ops 2, the camos, but that was the first time to have supply drops with Advanced Warfare.
Black Ops 2 camos did everything right.
Yeah, they did.
They did everything right because they were actually worth it.
And unique, yeah. The bacon camo, as gross as it was,
Please
it
no.
was unique.
Please no. There were so many better camos that you could have said. There were
The bacon
so many.
camo was unique though. It was like greasy. And,
Was it?
yeah, dude. It was
maybe I don't-
honestly pretty detailed.
I didn't buy it because it was, like you said, it looked real gross.
It was 3-dimensional.
I
It
bought
actually had character.
World of War 1. I bought. Did they ever have a Black Ops 1 cam? I don't think they did.
No.
And then I bought the Die Rise Zombies one.
Yeah.
I think those might have been the only two I ever. Oh, and Weaponized 115. Did I buy the mob one too? Man.
Little do we know we were giving birth to the most terrible system. Is it people they say what? People are buying this? Let's just randomize it now and let's let people buy it.
It's weird because it's not even as worth it. It's
No.
definitely not as worth it. They were like, let's randomize it, but let's put nothing good in there. Let's put a Dio de los Muertos skin in there that you can't see, but everyone else can see.
Is the reserves in the Black Ops Pass, you can actually get duplicates. Why is that a thing?
What do you even do with them? Do you just have two of them?
You just don't get anything. It's 2 of them. Great. That's exactly what I wanted. Like,
Well, now you have one to give to your friend, except you can't give it to your friend. Here's your second copy, except you can't actually give it away or sell it. You just have 2 copies now.
I want to be the person with the most Dias de los Muertos skins.
Man, I can't believe those skins actually give you away.
Yeah, they do.
They're so bright.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I was using the one I got from the Black Ops Pass for so long.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice I was just a giant target in the middle of a dark battlefield.
Especially in Blackout.
I was wondering why I was dying so much. I was in a dark corner with my skeleton glowing. And I was doing the homunculus shuffle in the middle of the map, so I guess I couldn't have blamed myself too much.
Yeah, it was all homunculus.
Man, I can't wait until they add emotes to zombies. Even more stuff for me to put money into.
Yeah. Which I think they should have it already. I don't know why. Zombies is definitely like this, like the third mode again this year.
I don't know how either. It's definitely their moneymaker, or else they wouldn't keep just throwing it out like they do with multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, did you not see the sales for Zombies Chronicles 2? I mean, that was insane.
It's number 1.
And it was $30. A $30 DLC.
That's true. But
Yeah,
it
it's
did
not
give you
cheap.
double the content.
It did. But I'm just looking at it as someone who is used to buying like $15 ones, and like I feel like they try to pull off a $30 DLC for multiplayer. It'd be super difficult.
Well, it's a $30 DLC of maps that have already been made that I already owned.
Yeah.
That I already owned on games that had better mechanics.
Man, I gave so much money to them in Black Ops 3. I bought 3 different copies of it.
I bought a second one for PC for custom zombies.
Yeah.
I apparently didn't realize how dead custom zombies was going to be when I bought it.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No one makes maps. There's very few people that make maps. Not nobody, but
Yeah.
if you're a custom map maker out there, don't take offense to this, but your map was garbage.
Kermit the Frog, though. It's the hope we need.
He's technically... You know what? Maybe Custom Zombies wasn't so bad after all. It did give us canon Kermit the Frog, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're a Custom Zombies map maker, don't take offense to this, but your map was just pure trash.
I think the problem with that was... I think the mod tools were a little confusing to use at first, and they didn't really help the creators. I think that was the thing.
I mean... there's been a video about this. I think Nick's already made it, but the reason World at War Zombies or Custom Zombies actually happened in terms of like people making maps and actually caring was at the time zombies weren't released every year.
Yeah, that too.
There was a very long period where there was just no new maps. There was no talk of zombies, so people would just make maps and put them out. So you got maps like Leviathan and
Classic.
What's the one MJPW? He just made the remake of it for Black Ops 3.
Oh, Labyrinth?
Yeah, that one wasn't very fun on Black Ops 3. Sorry if you hear this, but it just wasn't. I'm sorry.
Dead Ship.
Yes, Dead Ship. Also another thing that was made for Black Ops 3, which wasn't that fun.
Yeah.
Have you played these?
I haven't because my PC doesn't run because Zombies the best. But I've watched gameplay of it.
Yeah, Black Ops. There's just something about it that's just not. It's just because Black Ops 3's mechanics, like Jason Blundell said, was made for a very casual audience.
Yeah.
So when you're on PC with a billion perkaholics, you jump into a custom map and it's no longer fun.
Yeah.
There's very few maps where I've been like, you know what, I had fun. And there's one person that makes good custom maps. Again, sorry to everybody that makes custom maps, but your maps are probably garbage. Ice Grenade. Don't know if you've ever seen any of his maps. Not a very prominent user in the community that, you know, a lot of people talk about or know about or whatever, but he pretty much just makes challenge maps that they have no story to them, no Easter egg. It's just like Temple Run, the old game like for phones, Temple Run, practically just made into a zombies map.
Did you see? I don't want to mispronounce his name. I don't know it exactly, but I think it's DTZ Porter.
Yeah.
He made a Sonic boss fight kind of mode, and it's honestly pretty cool for zombies.
Codware?
Is it COD? No, the Codware was a good addition though. That was one of the best things that ever happened. But it's like a Sonic, like it's literally like the Sonic bosses, and it's like an arena, like a boss fight arena kind of deal, and you just go through multiple rounds. I saw JC and Lex and Noah and Milo play it. It's really cool. That was actually one of the most unique things I've seen on Zombie, and it's like the complete, like you actually fight the bosses from Sonic, like he ported them into the game. It's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's the one that makes he's the one that makes the tools everybody uses for custom maps. So
I didn't know that.
Practically everybody that makes a custom map that's actually like worth playing in the descriptions like credit to him for this very specific thing because I don't know. Apparently he helps out or something like that. I don't know. But hashtag bring back custom zombies.
Bring them back and bring them back in force. More Codware. Codware's the peak of what Call of Duty should be.
And you know why we're adding things back? Give me Dead Ops 3 for a DLC. I don't care.
Dead Ops 3.
Just waste my money and give me Dead Ops 3 for a DLC.
Put Dead Ops drops in Zombies Rush, please.
Put a third person above camera mode in Zombies.
Let's just make a zombies movie.
Well, they already are. Cameron Dayton's heading it. You say Overlord?
I think that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
There's no way that was made by...
Dude, no, it's not made by them, but it was inspired by them, I'm telling you. Sledgehammer was like hyping that up on their official account.
I can't believe it. I can't believe a movie that was put out in theaters was made based on a Call of Duty World War II map. If what you are saying is the true, then I'm real disappointed.
It just shows that this whole time the real winner was World War II. It's
just Cameron Dayton's a genius, and
why is there no IW movie? Why is there no Treyarch movie?
Yeah,
they tried a Treyarch movie. Remember 115 back in the day?
Well, fans tried they tried it, but they didn't get the funding.
It was just no. What happened was
did they get the funding?
No. What happened was they just saw it and they said, guys, we just can't make this movie. It's just not a superior enough plot.
Oh yeah, they were like, we have to wait 6 years until Call of Duty World War II comes out, and then there will be a Call of Duty Zombies movie. They had to predict the future in order to make this movie. So I mean, it's a long process. The movie making process is a long one. So
Did I ever tell you I signed up to be?
Please no. 115. Justin, you would have been like 10.
I would have. Yeah, you're right. But I wanted to be.
What role would you have played in that movie?
A little kid zombie. I would have played Samantha Maxis.
You would have played a little German girl. I don't think I could have ever imagined a better point to end this podcast on. Yeah, besides you being Samantha Maxis in a Call of Duty Treyarch Zombies movie. Okay. Zombies is officially dead, so the meme stream is officially canceled.
Yep. No.
Until next week, though.
We still got to talk about IW2. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, IW2 podcast next week.
Yeah.
Unless another QA tester gets fired and leaks everything.
Yeah.
And re-leaks everything for the second time. Unless they miss their lunch break again.
They probably will.
Oh my gosh. QA testers just keep missing their lunch break. I can't believe it. What are we not making clear? All right. Yeah. So on that fantastic note of you being Samantha Maxis and then in the 935 or 115 movie, whatever the heck it was called. I suppose that'll be it for this week. So if you guys enjoyed the memes, if you guys want episode 2 of Welling's Complaining Corner, which I mean, it's gonna happen no matter what, so get ready for it. Go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to myself and the good brother here, and we will see you next week for meme stream number 16.
Hasta la vista.
Peace out, brothers.
Auf Wiedersehen.